Taurus, I am your astrologer Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here's your monthly forecast for December 2017. Now, what I'm going to do this month for your horoscope is I'm going to talk first about the full moon in Gemini on December 3rd, then I'm going to talk about the new moon in Sagittarius on December 18th, then I'm going to talk about what's going on in between the moons and what's going on after the moons at the end of the month. I know that may sound a little complicated and confusing to be going back and forth throughout the month, but it's the way that makes the most sense to me, and then I felt called to give this reading intuitively, so that's the way I'm going to do it, and I hope that it all comes together at the end. All right. So that's what's going on. Now, to start with your reading, as I said, I'm going to start with the full moon in Gemini on December 3rd. That for you, Taurus, is happening right here in your second house of money, all right, and of income, and of stability in some way. So what you're doing here on December 3rd is you're really ending some stability in your life. You're ending some kind of money, financial situation, some kind of income in some way, or some kind of gifts, skills, and talents that it is that you use, and you use alone to make you feel unique. All right, the reason why you're either ending this or you're bringing it to culmination, you're completing it in some way, is so that you can start to finally launch forward and move ahead here where all these Sagittarius planets are in your 8th house of changes. And of intimacy, deep intimate relationships in some way, also of financial investments and of endings and beginnings, okay? So there's some kind of financial situation or some kind of stability in your life at the beginning of the month that you're having to come to terms with or complete or end so that you can throw yourself into a major time of change and of endings and beginnings and of transformation here, and maybe of some big financial investments too coming out. And I think you're having to figure out how you can do that in the best way at the beginning of the month so that you feel more comfortable doing it. I think there could be some confusion at the full moon as you end a time of stability right here, because Neptune, which is going to be in your 11th house of your goals and your dreams and your hopes for the future, is squaring both the sun and the moon at this time. So as you're trying to end some stability in your life so that you can partner intimately with other people, make some big financial investments, and make some big changes in your life, you could be a little confused about where your life is going, about some big goals and dreams of yours, or about some groups of people that you associate with in some way. Maybe not sure how to see the big picture. Maybe it's hard for you to see the vision for your life and see the big picture as you make so many changes in your life and give up something that used to be very stable and secure for you in some way. Okay, and I know Tauruses like to be stable and secure, so it could be hard for you to see where your life is going as you're entering a time of some major instability coming into your life here and really needing to work some of that stuff out. Okay, I think what this could also have to do with here is where Jupiter is in your 7th house of partnerships and of relationships, with Jupiter here making a trine to Neptune. So I think you're trying to figure out what's going on with the people in your life and with your relationships so that you can reach new goals. I think you want to envision a life with other people, with your relationships, and I think you're trying to figure out how you can change your life to let new dreams of yours come in and to be able to work with people in a very intimate way to reach some of these new goals and dreams of yours that you're trying to figure out and that you're trying to come to terms with at the end of the month, so that you can let yourself more fully embrace some big changes and some big, deep, intimate relationships that are coming in. All right, so that's what I see happening. As that is going on at the very beginning of the month, we also do have Mercury here retrograding in your 8th house of changes too. Really asking you to say, you know what, if you're going to start to make some big changes in your life, if there's going to be some big instability in your life, to make sure that you're okay with it, to make sure that you're comfortable with it, to make sure that it's what you really want and that you're thinking about it in the right ways before it is that you move forward. Right? So that's what's going on there. Now, what's happening at the middle of the month here, the new moon in Sagittarius. I'm going to talk about that. I'm just going to erase this chart really quickly first so that it doesn't get too crowded and I don't confuse you. Okay. So here we are. I just talked about what was going on at the full moon, December 3rd, Gemini, at the beginning of the month. Now I'm going to talk about the new moon, December 18th, right here in Sagittarius, which rules your 8th house of changes. Okay, I know I just talked a lot about changes going on in your life, but the reason why I talked about it beforehand is because new moons and full moons are related. You cannot separate them. They come in pairs. They work together. So it's very hard to talk about a new moon without talking about a full moon, especially one that's as monumental as this one is in this month, okay? So what's happening is, as to where at the beginning of the month you were trying to come to terms with ending some stability in your life and tying up some loose ends in regards to some things that are important for you, the second half of the month becomes a lot about fully embracing some changes you need to make, fully stepping into some instability in your life and some big new relationship chapters too, getting really intimate, deep, and messy with other people. Okay, and I think that's going to be a big thing, is that this whole month is leading to a huge commitment that you're going to have to make to changing your life and to getting in some intimate relationships. I don't just say that because this is a new moon in your 8th house. I say it because this new moon just also happens to be very close to Saturn in Sagittarius, which is where it's been for the past 2.5 years and where it's going to leave this month. So these big commitments here that you're making to change your life in some way and to be unstable are things that have been coming for a long time. Maybe for the past 2.5 years that are just now starting to fall into place, that you're just now starting to move forward on in a really, really big way. And I think that's what's going on here, is that you're starting to commit to making these changes and to moving forward on these things after they've been kind of been in the back of your mind for quite some time. Okay, as you're moving forward on these changes and some of these deep, intimate relationships and financial investments, there could still be some uncomfortable feelings, some insecurities, and some confusion here about some big dreams and goals of yours, with both Neptune and Chiron in your 11th house of goals squaring these changes. So you could still be very uncertain about about where your life is going as you're making these changes. Maybe trying to envision your life and trying to see where the future is going, but everything not quite falling into place yet. And I think you really need to move forward making some of these changes, even if you can't see the whole picture yet, and to just trust and have faith that all of it will start to fall into place in some way. Okay, and I think if you can do that and start to end or begin the things that you need to end or begin to let some of these relationships in and some of these goals, you know, some of these things in for the future, it's really going to help you here where Uranus is, to feel more comfortable with yourself on the inside, to overcome the past so you can start to do new things here, as well as to create a home life for yourself here where the North Node is in your 4th house of home and family, and to really begin to feel much better with yourself emotionally. But I think you won't start to feel better emotionally and inside, and you won't be able to build something that's really important for you until you commit to making some changes that you need to make in life to create a life that is better for you in some way. All right. So that's what's happening. I don't think you will be alone as you make these changes, okay? That's because Venus is going to move into Sagittarius in your 8th house, really helping you to get more comfortable as you rearrange your life in a really, really big way. Rearrange your relationships, rearrange your money. It's going to help you with that. Mars also moving here into your 7th house of partnerships and of other people here, really helping other people as well to start to turn on, to start to help you too, where some of your relationships are going to start to fall into place. Some of your relationships are going to start to help you. Some of your relationships as well are going to start to make more sense as you start to make these changes to move forward and do some things that are important to you, okay? So that's what's happening there. Now, after you make this commitment, after you move forward, at the end of the month, we're going to have Saturn, the Sun, Venus, a bunch of planets move in here to Capricorn in your 9th house of something new, where Saturn is going to be for the next 2.5 years. It's a huge thing that Saturn's moving signs, okay? And so that means after you commit to making these changes, the next 2.5 years for you are going to be about doing something new in life you have not done before, exploring in some way, travel, study. It's just something new that you're going to be doing that you're really going to have to work out the details of to make sure that they're happening and to help you start to move your life in the right direction, okay? And I think once you commit to making these changes and start working towards doing something new, it's really going to help you to make more sense of your goals, to see your future more clearly, to understand what's going on with your life as you move forward. All right, so that is what's going on for you this month. Just to give you a little sneak peek of the future here, 2020, I know this is very far away, but 2020, Saturn is going to conjunct Pluto here in your 9th house of something new. So whatever thing you commit to doing now, whatever you're changing in your life to let something new in, is going to undergo a major transformation here. This new thing that you're welcoming into your life is going to change your life more than you ever could have imagined, to become something new and different than you ever could have thought. Your life's going to be totally different 2.5 years from now than it is now. And I think you're just now starting to step into a bunch of these changes, step into this new life that's gonna change yourself and your identity and what's going on with you more than you ever could have imagined, and what I think is a good thing in a very good way, because the 9th house is very, very positive here. And I think you need to let yourself go into these new chapters, make some changes to get there, so you can start to find more of the passion again and do some things that I think are going to transform you for the better. All right, your card for the month here is the 6 of Pentacles reversed. This is actually a card here of give and take, and when this card is reversed, it's the give and take is wrong here. Either you're given too much and other people aren't given enough, or you're given too little. And I think what this month is all about is you gotta fix the scales here. You gotta make the even give and take here, and everyone has to do their fair share. And I think that's what's coming in this month. Based on this chart, I almost feel like you've been doing too much of the work. So I think what's going on this month is that other people are going to start to help you to make some of the changes that you need to make. You're going to have a lot more effort. You're going to have a lot more support here to do some of the things that you need to do to rearrange your life in the right direction. And I think that's what you need to make sure goes on this week, is that everyone's doing their fair share, that everything's working out together, okay, and that everything's in the right balance as you make some major imbalances go on in your life, okay? And I think if you can do that, you're going to feel much more comfortable moving forward doing some things that are important to you. All right, so that's what I've got for you this month, Taurus. I hope it made sense. If you like this horoscope, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.